Title: Marie Curie and the Luminous Journey. Chapter 1: A young Marie's curious heart. In a quaint, sunlit town in Poland, the heartbeats of daily life thrummed steadily. Children played in streets, vendors called out their wares, and elders exchanged stories. Amidst this everyday cacophony, little Marie Skłodowska stood out, her raven black hair often buried in thick books, and her bright eyes brimming with curiosity. From a young age, Marie's world was different. She didn't just see the wind, she wondered why it blew. She didn't just enjoy the warmth of the sun, she pondered what made it shine. Born in 1867 to parents who were both teachers, the flame of inquisitiveness was kindled in Marie from her earliest days. Her father, Władysław Skłodowski, was a man of science, teaching physics and mathematics. He'd often find little Marie sneaking into his study room, her tiny fingers touching the various instruments. Marie's favorite was a small compass. She'd watch, fascinated, as the needle always pointed north, no matter how she turned it. "Why does it do that, Papa?" she'd ask, and her father would smile, weaving tales of invisible forces and the wonders of magnetism. Her mother, Bronislawa, was no different in nurturing Marie's thirst for knowledge. Though a principal at a prestigious girls' school, she'd spend evenings teaching Marie about Polish history, about the heroes and heroines who'd shaped their land. She instilled in Marie a sense of pride and a belief that she too could change the world. But the Skłodowska household faced its share of challenges. They weren't the wealthiest family in town. They had to rent out rooms to boarders to make ends meet, and life threw its curveballs. When Marie was just 10, her mother passed away. It was a heart-wrenching period. The once lively house was shrouded in silence. Yet, amidst the shadows, Marie's luminous heart remained undeterred. She topped her school, always hungry for more. But there was a problem. In Poland, during those times, women weren't allowed to go to university. Marie's dreams seemed distant, but she had a plan. Chapter 2: Journey to the City of Dreams. Whispers of a city where the Seine River danced and dreams took flight reached Marie's ears. Paris, they said, was where possibilities were endless. And so, with a heart full of dreams and a suitcase filled with essentials, Marie embarked on her journey to the City of Lights. Paris was unlike anything Marie had ever seen. The cobblestone streets, the aroma of freshly baked croissants, artists painting by the Montmartre, and the majestic Eiffel Tower piercing the sky. It was overwhelming, but Marie wasn't here for the sights. She was here to study. Enrolling herself at Sorbonne University, she adopted the French version of her name, Marie. University life was tough. The lectures were rigorous, and being one of the few women in her class, Marie faced skepticism. There were whispers doubting her capabilities, solely because she was a woman. But Marie was resilient. Every night, in her small attic room, she'd light a candle and dive deep into her books, her shadow dancing on the walls, keeping her company. It wasn't long before her brilliance began shining through. Professors took notice of this polished girl, answering questions with precision and presenting arguments with passion. Marie was on fire, but with success came challenges. The cold Parisian winters were harsh, and there were days when Marie couldn't afford a decent meal. She'd faint from hunger, but her spirits were never dampened. During this time, Marie became friends with many fellow students. Among them was a young woman named Kazimiera, or Kezia, as she was fondly called. The two bonded over shared experiences, long study nights, and dreams of making it big in the world of science. Kezia would often share her food with Marie, ensuring she never went to bed hungry. Their days at the Sorbonne flew by. Before she knew it, Marie had graduated, ranking first in her physics degree and securing a second degree in mathematics. The girl from Poland with stars in her eyes and dreams bigger than the vast Parisian skies had made her mark. But this was just the beginning. Mary's next chapter was about to bring love, partnership, and groundbreaking discoveries. Little did she know, her life was about to intertwine with a man named Pierre Curie. And together, they would write history. Chapter 3: Pierre the Kindred Spirit. In a quaint laboratory filled with dusty books and gleaming instruments, Marie met Pierre Curie. Pierre, with his tousled hair and thoughtful eyes, was already an established physicist, known for his work on magnetism. While they were introduced through professional networks, it didn't take long for them to realize that their bond transcended scholarly pursuits. Marie often recounted their early days. We were drawn to each other by a mutual passion for science. But soon our experiments weren't the only thing causing a reaction. Their conversations often started with discussions about atoms, electrons, and radiation, but they invariably drifted to music, poetry, and dreams of a shared future. One evening, as Paris was enveloped in a soft drizzle, Pierre took Marie to the Seine River. The raindrops created ripples in the water, and the city lights shimmered. Pierre, taking a deep breath, confessed, "Marie, you've affected me in ways no element ever has. I believe we can be partners in life, as much as in the lab." With tears in her eyes and an assuring nod, Marie accepted his proposal. Theirs was a modest wedding. Marie, ever the pragmatist, wore a dark blue outfit, which she believed would be suitable for use in the laboratory afterward. They honeymooned on their bicycles, pedaling through the French countryside, discussing both the beauty of nature and the nature of the universe. Life after marriage was a beautiful blend of family and work. They welcomed 2 daughters, Ern and Vi, into their lives, while the days were packed with experiments and research. Evenings were reserved for the children. Marie would often narrate stories of her homeland, Poland, while Pierre played the piano, a melody that echoed the rhythms of their life. Marie and Pierre weren't just partners in life, but also collaborators in groundbreaking scientific endeavors. Their shared fascination was with a phenomenon. Marie had observed mysterious rays emitted by the element uranium that could penetrate solid matter. Marie named it radioactivity. This was an era when the very structure of the atom was under scrutiny. The understanding of these rays could unlock secrets of the universe. Together, Marie and Pierre embarked on an expedition to explore this new frontier. They often spent long hours in their makeshift laboratory, an old shed with a leaking roof and drafts that made winters nearly unbearable. Despite the challenging conditions, their passion never waned. Every discovery was celebrated. Every setback was an opportunity to learn. Chapter 4: The Mysterious Glowing Substance. One day, while sifting through a mineral called pitchblende, Marie noticed something peculiar. The radioactivity she measured was far greater than what could be attributed to uranium alone. Could there be another element, as yet unknown, responsible for this? An element even more radioactive than uranium? The couple was electrified by this hypothesis. They sourced tons of pitchblende, processing it laboriously to isolate the mysterious substance. Days turned into nights, weeks melded into months, and the labor was intense. They battled fatigue, health issues due to prolonged exposure to radioactivity, and skepticism from many in the scientific community. However, in 1898, their dedication bore fruit. They announced the discovery of 2 new elements: polonium, named after Marie's beloved homeland, Poland, and radium, derived from radius, the Latin word for ray, describing the rays it emitted. It was radium that mesmerized everyone with its blue-green glow. This discovery was revolutionary and shook the foundation of science. With radium, Marie and Pierre demonstrated that atoms were not the smallest, indivisible entities as believed. Atoms of radioactive elements were spontaneously breaking down and transforming into other elements, releasing energy in the process. This discovery had profound implications. Not only did it lead to advances in medical therapies, like using radiation to treat cancer, but it also paved the way for future explorations into nuclear energy. Yet, success did not translate to wealth. The Curies refrained from patenting their discovery, believing that science should benefit humanity and not be confined by commercial interests. Radium was soon the talk of the town. Radium fever swept through, with it being used in everything from cosmetics to paints. Its dangerous effects yet unknown. Mary's journal entries from these years reflected a mix of exhilaration from scientific breakthroughs and the challenges of balancing work with motherhood. Her love for Pierre was evident. In science, she wrote, we must be interested in things, not in persons. But Pierre, for me, blurred those lines. Chapter 5: Challenges and Triumphs. However, life isn't a linear path of success. Just as the Curies were at the pinnacle of their scientific journey, tragedy struck. In 1906, Pierre Curie met with an accident and passed away. Marie was devastated. Their shared dreams, the life they had built, seemed to crumble in an instant. She wrote, "It is impossible for me to express the deepness of the void he left in my life." Yet, amidst this personal tragedy, Marie's resilience shone through. She took up Pierre's position at the Sorbonne, becoming the institution's first female professor. With this, she broke yet another glass ceiling in a world dominated by men. Marie was determined to carry forward the legacy she had built with Pierre. She continued their research and worked relentlessly to establish a Radium Institute in Paris, a state-of-the-art facility dedicated to research in chemistry, physics, and medicine. In 1911, she faced another challenge. Rumors began circulating about her personal life, particularly her relationship with a fellow scientist, Paul Langevin. The press, always hungry for a scandal, painted Marie in a negative light. She was vilified, not just for her alleged relationship, but also, indirectly, for being a woman in a man's world. However, amidst this personal and professional turmoil, Marie achieved another milestone. She was awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for her discovery of radium and polonium, and her exploration of radium's properties. This made her the first person ever to win 2 Nobel Prizes in different scientific fields. This recognition wasn't just for her. It was a testament to every woman who dared to dream, every individual who faced adversities but never gave up. Chapter 6: A Legacy that Lights Up the World. As years rolled on, Marie Curie continued to blaze trails. During World War I, she recognized the potential of the X-rays in battlefield medicine. She set up mobile radiography units, which were instrumental in saving countless lives. Her daughter, Ern, often accompanied her, marking the beginning of another brilliant scientific career. However, Marie's prolonged exposure to radiation took a toll on her health. While the world understood the potential of radiation, thanks to her, the dangers were not fully grasped during her time. In 1934, Marie Curie passed away from complications related to her exposure. Yet, her legacy was far from over. Her daughter, Ern Julia Curie, carried the torch forward, winning a Nobel Prize in Chemistry alongside her husband for their work on artificial radioactivity. Marie Curie's story is not just about her groundbreaking discoveries. It's a tale of passion, resilience, and an unyielding commitment to knowledge. Her life illuminates the path for future scientists, especially women, showcasing that with determination and passion, one can overcome any obstacle. Today, as we harness the power of the atom, treat ailments with radiation, and delve deeper into the mysteries of the universe, we stand on the shoulders of giants. And among those giants, Marie Curie, with her radiant heart and brilliant mind, shines the brightest. Chapter 7: In the Shadow of Greatness. Marie's passing left a void in the world of science, but her legacy was fiercely protected and advanced by her daughters, especially Ern. Ern, having witnessed the magic and mystery of radium and polonium since childhood, had naturally gravitated towards the sciences. Growing up in the Curie household, dinner conversations often revolved around atomic particles, radiation, and the potential applications of these discoveries. Ernst's young mind was a sponge, absorbing all the information, the theories, and the passion her parents shared for scientific exploration. As she grew older, she met Frédéric Joliot during one of the lectures at the Sorbonne. Just like her parents, their shared passion for science ignited a spark that went beyond professional admiration. They married in 1926, thus beginning one of the most formidable scientific partnerships of the 20th century, akin to that of Marie and Pierre. The Joliot-Curies, as they came to be known, focused on understanding the intricacies of the atom further. They were particularly interested in what made some elements radioactive, while others remained stable. Their research led them to an astounding discovery. It was possible to make stable elements radioactive. This process of artificial radioactivity would go on to have monumental implications in the fields of medicine, energy, and industry. While the discovery was groundbreaking, the journey was not without its challenges. Laboratories were filled with hazardous materials, and the understanding of safety protocols was still evolving. Just like her mother, Ern often worked with her bare hands, feeling the tingling sensation of radioactivity, believing it to be harmless. Parallel to their research, the world outside was changing. The murmurs of another great war were becoming louder. Europe was a tinderbox, and science was no longer just a tool for understanding nature, it was a weapon. The Joliot-Curies realized the potential dangers of their discoveries. The power to turn stable elements radioactive meant that it was possible to harness large amounts of energy. The couple began to investigate this avenue, with an aim to use it for the betterment of society. But the winds of war reached their doors. The Nazis invaded France, and the Joliot-Curies faced a moral dilemma. Their research could be used by the Nazis to develop powerful weapons. The couple made a bold decision. They hid their research, and Frédéric took an active role in the French resistance, using his scientific expertise to aid the resistance fighters. The war years were hard. The specter of Nazi discovery loomed large, and every day was a battle for survival. But amidst these challenges, Ern found solace in her work and her family. Her children, Henry and Pierre, became her anchor, reminding her of the simpler times when her mother narrated stories of Poland and her father played the piano. The war eventually ended, but the world had changed. The atomic age had dawned, and the Joliot-Curie's worst fears were realized when atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The raw, destructive power of the atom was evident for the world to see. The post-war years were a time of reflection for Ern. The weight of her family's legacy, combined with the profound implications of her research, often kept her awake at night. She grappled with the moral responsibilities of a scientist. Is knowledge always a boon, or can it be a curse? Yet, the undying spirit of the Curie legacy pushed her forward. She, along with Frédéric, established the French Atomic Energy Commission in 1945. Their aim was clear: to harness atomic energy for peaceful purposes. However, just like her mother, Ern's years of exposure to radiation had taken a toll on her health. She battled with illnesses, but her spirit remained undeterred. She continued to work, to teach, and to inspire the next generation of scientists. Her last years were dedicated to establishing a research institute, ensuring that the Curie legacy would continue. She passed away in 1956, leaving behind a world that was forever changed by her family's contributions. Her story, and that of her mother, serves as a testament to the power of passion, perseverance, and the undying quest for knowledge. It's a reminder that while science can unlock the mysteries of the universe, it's the heart that provides direction to these discoveries. The end. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the next piece. Thank you for your support. Please give a like and subscribe. Thank you.